This is like admitting to a drug addiction, you know. You want to forget it. You don't want to be, you know, did I really do that? But it was fun. It was exciting because at least three of you, and then it was two of you, and then it was one of you, and then it was none of you really were excited anymore. And that's when it started to, well, what am I doing it for? Okay, I'm doing it for a college education, which so far has never taken place because I guess lost a lot of money.
Well, it started out innocently enough. Um, when Taylor, the youngest, your brother, I talked to you like you was probably 3 or 4 years old.
We were in Boston, I think, and I was like 6 years old, and I saw a Beanie Baby and wanted to get it.
And along came your father and started getting involved even at the Boston trip. And he just started going crazy. Every store we went into, he would buy one.
And when you look at a $4 or $5 little Beanie Baby that, oh, these are selling for $65 now, or these are $2,000 for the really rare ones. And the kids loved them. So we decided to start collecting Beanie Babies. I think that's how it all started.
I always knew Dad had good reasoning for a lot of the crazy stuff he did. Nonetheless, crazy. He's a smart guy, so I always had faith in anything he did, and I knew this was nothing too far-fetched.
Well, when I say we, I like to take myself out of that equation, but I was involved in the beginning. When we first started collecting them, we knew that they were valuable. It was kind of at its peak, but we didn't realize that.
I figured in 10 years, they'd be a good college fund for you guys. Each one had your own collection.
It was always, oh, it's for their college education, and I used to joke, like, what are they going to do? Take in a basket of Beanie Babies into the college admission, office and say, I want to sign up for college.
He said he was gonna. I'm sure it still is. It's for our college fund. It's for a good cause.
Probably for about 6 months from when we started buying them, we were able to kind of realize that we could buy them and then turn around and make a profit on them. Although that was the plan, it never happened because we never sold them, we just bought them. We missed that boat.
Back then, I just wanted to get Dad's Beanie Babies and get out.
I would get to know the shop owners and the people that sold them. And since I was buying 5 of each, I said, look, I got these 5 kids. Would you let me know when you're getting new Beanie Babies in?
He knew where they were. He knew the schedules of when they were being released, what stores they were going to be at.
Okay, get in the car. They've got Beanie Bear number 62. And so we'd all jump in the Suburban and fly down there and jump in line.
It was pretty much like an audition, like an acting audition every time. We had to play different parts. We couldn't know each other every time.
You would make me and sometimes Fez, my friend Fez, take us out of school or take us to school late so we could go stand in line and
don't make eye contact. Don't say hello to each other. We don't want to give any impression that, we're family, cheating everyone else out of the system.
I would have to go in and buy one, and then he would send in a neighbor or my friends or you kids, and they would catch on. These people would catch on, and they would get mad at us. It was like ridiculous.
I want to be sure I had 5 collections for 5 kids. And those that seemed to be the possibility of being a lot more valuable, then I got more of. I remember the Bald Eagle Buddy came out, and it was only supposed to be out for 1 day. And I think I have at least 50 of them.
As a younger kid, you'd rather be out skateboarding or whatever it is we were doing instead of having to spend 3 hours after school running from Hallmark to Pizzazz to, the next beanie joint.
And there might be 10 stores in the Santa Clarita Valley, and you'd go from one to the other. And it was a circuit. See, if I had just done it to make money, I'd have probably blown my brains out, but I never did. It was fun.
When it was just the regular size Beanie Babies for $5.95, I didn't have a huge issue with that.
Well, she was into it for a while. And it was kind of like a surprise for the day. I thought she was thrilled when she'd come home and see all these little things that I was able to acquire because she was working.
But when they came out with the next size, and then the next size, and then the next size, and that I would also, you kids would, all you would do all weekend long is inventory.
Dogs, bears, cats, birds. They were divided in their little cubicles to species and things like that, so you could keep track of them.
And write lists and put plastic things on the, the tags to protect them. And that's how we spent our weekends. That's when it was the turning point for me. Absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know at what point she grew less fond of it. And it's hard for me to say when I grew less fond of it than I know as you kids dropped off in interest and enthusiasm. I finally just said, that's it. Cut. No more.
Sure, it probably would have been nicer if he wouldn't have spent the money on it, but I don't think it's really affected me.
Back then I was younger, it was kind of like a hassle for us, having to go into Pizzazz and McDonald's and Hallmark and playing Dad's games. But I know if I were a little more mature, I would appreciate the time we had together.
It just is something that you now shut aside because you did part of it as an investment for your kids. And I sure could have done something else.
I mean, that's money we could have had in a savings account, earning interest, or at least had in the stock market. I mean, lose it there.
That's the only drawback I have. It was. I'm glad it meant something to you guys. If it hadn't meant something to you guys, we would have never started collecting. Never, ever.
Honestly, what I think is going to happen, and I even hate to say this, is that he's got probably, 20,000 Beanie Babies? They probably will come around again. You guys might make some money.
Before I die, I guess I have to finally find out what they are currently worth. That's why it's kind of been, okay, well, they're not worth this. I'll wait another year. I'll wait another 2 years. I'll wait another 3 years. I'll wait another 4 years. The kids will all have them. If it takes 20 years, the kids will all have them. They can split them up and play with Beanie Babies or sell them.